Hello, and welcome. It's good that you're here. Wherever you are tonight, you can let the day be over now. It has done all it is going to do. Whatever it gave you, whatever it took, it is finished, and you are not required to carry it any further. Tonight, we are going to spend a long, slow while inside one of the oldest stories in the world. A man, a boat, a long rain, and a God who shut the door with his own hand and did not forget the ones inside. You may know this story from childhood. Most of us do. That's all right. We are not here to learn it. We are here to rest inside it. Tonight, it is not a test and not a puzzle. It is a shelter, and the rain on its roof is going to do most of the talking. So make yourself comfortable. Let your shoulders come down away from your ears. Let your hands rest wherever they rest. If your eyes are already heavy, let them close. Nothing that happens from here on requires them. And please hear this before we begin. You don't need to remember anything tonight. You don't need to follow along. If you drift, drift. The story will go on without you, quietly. The way rain goes on falling whether anyone is listening or not. That is what it is for. One more thing, and then we will begin. Tonight is a long episode, the longest we have made. 3 hours of it, built for the whole night rather than the edge of it. It is shaped like the story it tells. The first hour is the story. After that, the story is simply lived in, slower and slower, the readings returning like tide, the music given more and more of the room. If you wake at some strange hour and this is still playing, you have not missed anything. You have arrived exactly where the episode expected you. Settle now. Feel the weight of yourself on the bed. Heavier at the heels, heavier at the shoulders. The mattress carrying all of it without effort. The bed has you. It will not need your help before morning. Take one slower breath before the story starts. In through the nose, easy, no ceremony. And out, longer than in, the way a door swings shut on a well-oiled hinge. Once more like that, in, unhurried, out, and let the out-breath take the day's last errand with it. There, however that went, is exactly good enough. The night does not grade breathing. Begin, if you like, by picturing an old world in the evening. Tents and small stone houses, smoke rising thin and straight from cooking fires. The first stars coming out over hills whose names nobody remembers anymore. The world was young then, and already tired. The Scripture is honest about this, and we can be honest too, gently, and then let it go. It was a hard time, and the earth was full of hurt, and it grieved God to see it. We will not stay there. The story does not stay there either. It turns, almost at once, toward one quiet man. His name was Noah. The name itself means rest. His father chose it as a kind of hope, the way parents do, naming a child for the thing the world is short of. And here is the first thing the Scripture says about him, and it may be the gentlest introduction any person receives in the whole Bible. But Noah found favor in the Lord's eyes. This is the history of the generations of Noah. Noah was a righteous man, blameless among the people of his time. Noah walked with God. Noah walked with God. Notice how slow that verb is. Not ran, not climbed, not strove. Walked. The pace of a man with nowhere better to be than where he is. The pace of an evening, not a morning. Walking is what you do with a friend when the errand itself has stopped mattering. That is the whole of Noah's resume, and it was enough. He was not famous. He was not a king. He had a wife and 3 sons, and a habit of walking with God, and out of the whole loud world. That was what heaven noticed. Stay in that evening world a moment longer. The cooking fires settling to coals. Somewhere, a dog barking twice and thinking better of it. A woman calling children in, her voice carrying far in the cooling air, the way voices do at dusk. And on the edge of the settlement, a man and his God, walking, unhurried, 2 friends with the whole evening and nothing to solve. We are not told what they talked about, all those years of walking. Perhaps very little. Long friendships are like that. The talkin' thins out and the company thickens, until walking beside is itself the whole conversation. If prayer has ever felt like work to you, here is an easier picture of it, the oldest one there is. Not an audience with a throne, a walk at the end of the day with someone who is glad you came. And the walking made him no announcement of what was coming. That is its own comfort, looked at rightly. Noah did not spend those years bracing. He was not given the weather report of his whole life and told to carry it. He was given evenings, one at a time, and a companion for them. And the future arrived only at the pace it could be borne. Yours will too. Whatever is coming toward you is coming no faster than the grace that comes with it, and neither one is due tonight. So this is where we begin. An old world in the evening, a man whose name means rest, a slow verb, favor in the eyes of the Lord. You can hold it that loosely. A man walked with God, and God walked with him. and everything that follows tonight follows from that. One day, on one of those walks, God spoke to Noah about the days ahead, and about water, and about what Noah was to build. And here a small thing is worth saying once, so that nothing surprises you later. The old translation we read from tonight does not use the word ark. It says ship, a plainer word, a working word. So when you hear ship tonight, it is the same vessel you have always known, the long wooden boat with the animals aboard. Only the word is different. The shelter is the same. Here is the instruction, exactly as it is written. Make a ship of gopher wood. You shall make rooms in the ship, and shall seal it inside and outside with pitch. Rooms. Of all the words in that verse, let that one stay with you. God did not say build a raft, something to merely survive on, clinging and cold. He said rooms, spaces with walls, places to lie down. Before one drop of rain is mentioned, there is already an architecture of rest inside the rescue. And sealed with pitch, inside and outside. Twice waterproofed. The old builders would smear the dark resin into every seam, working it deep with flat blades, until the hull was one continuous skin, and the water had no argument left anywhere. Picture the building years, because they were years, the frame of the ship rising slow on dry land, far from any sea, cut timber sweet in the air, the tap of mallets in the afternoon, sawdust drifting like snow that isn't cold. Evening after evening, Noah setting down his tools at dusk, looking at the day's work, and going in to supper. There was no hurry in it. That may be the strangest mercy in this part of the story. God gave the work time. The ship was not thrown up in a panicked week. It grew the way an orchard grows, season by season, plank by plank, while Noah went on walking with God in the cool of the evenings. Think of everything that ship was, all those years, before it was ever a rescue. It was the sound of morning work. It was the reason his sons grew strong in the shoulders. It was the smell on his hands at supper, cedar and pitch, the smell of obedience become ordinary. Salvation spent years as somebody's day job, humble as a workbench, and nobody watching from the fence could see what it would be. Some of what you did today was like that, though it did not look like much. Faithfulness rarely looks like much on the day itself. It looks like planks. It looks like pitch worked into seams. The seeing what it was for comes later, and it is not your task tonight, and it keeps. Stand in the finished ship once, before anything boards. Empty, it must have been like standing inside a wooden hill. 3 floors of shadowed stalls climbing into the dark above. The smell of fresh-cut cedar so thick it was almost a taste. Pitch black and glossy in every seam, catching the doorway light. New rope in coils. Mangers filled and waiting. And silence. The deep, expectant silence of a made place before its purpose arrives, like a house the day before the family moves in. Every empty room already knew what it was for. So do the rooms of this night. They were made for your rest, and they are provisioned, and the purpose has arrived, and it is you. But I will establish my covenant with you. You shall come into the ship, you, your sons, your wife, and your sons' wives with you. A covenant, a promise with a name on it. You shall come into the ship. Not you may, if there's room. You shall. The place was made with Noah in it already. The way a mother setting the table lays a plate for a child who is still out playing. The seat is yours before you arrive. A ship with rooms in it, sealed twice against the water. Years of unhurried building, and a promise laid down before the rain. You shall come in. Rest inside that word, shall. Some things in this story are certain before they happen, and your place inside is one of them. Now comes the part of the story every child loves best, and there is no reason to love it less tonight. Of every living thing of all flesh, you shall bring 2 of every sort into the ship, to keep them alive with you. They shall be male and female. To keep them alive with you. With you. The rescue was never meant to be lonely. Whatever else the ship was, it was full of warm breathing company, wool and feather and hide, the smell of hay, the shuffle and settle of large, gentle bodies in the dark. Picture them coming, not a stampede, a procession, unhurried, in the amber light of late afternoon. Sheep the color of the hills they walked down from, oxen swinging their slow heads, doves in a soft gray crowd along the rail, creatures shy and creatures calm, 2 by 2, each pair finding the room prepared for them, the way tired travelers find their beds at an inn. Noah did not have to catch them. That detail is quietly everywhere in the story. They came. The gathering was God's business. Noah's business was only to have the doors open and the stalls ready. Even at its busiest, this story keeps dividing the labor that way. God does the impossible part. The man does the faithful part. The man is never asked to do both. Stay in the hold a while, in the deep, warm dusk of it, lamplight moving on the timber walls. Listen to it settle for the night, the heavy sigh of cattle folding their legs beneath them, one end at a time, the way cattle do, the dry whisper of birds shifting on their perches, feathers rousing and smoothing, straw compressing under large, patient bodies, 100 kinds of breathing, finding, slowly, one shared rhythm, the way breathing does in a full and peaceful house. Animals do not struggle toward sleep. Have you noticed that? Nothing in that hold lay awake reviewing the day. Sleep is the oldest skill there is, older than worry by a whole creation. And every creature around you in that dark ship remembered how. Your body remembers too. It has known since before you knew anything else. You can trust it with the rest of tonight, the way Noah trusted the animals to the stalls, and closed the lamp, and went up to his own bed. If your mind is still walking the rows of that hold, let it walk slowly, one lamp in hand. Past the oxen, kneeling now, jaws going side to side on the last of the evening hay. Past the sheep folded into one another like hills seen from a distance. Past the shelf of doves, every head tucked, every feather smoothed by the same unhurried instinct. Not one of them knows what water is about to do to the world. Not one of them needs to. Their whole security is a nearer fact. The manger was full tonight, and the straw is deep, and the man with the lamp walks by like every night before. Let that be your theology until morning. The nearer facts. The bed is warm. The house is quiet. The watch is kept. And the scripture closes the chapter of preparation with one of its calmest sentences. Thus Noah did. He did all that God commanded him. Thus Noah did. 4 words and years inside them. He did the next right thing, and then the next, and then the next, until one evening the work was simply finished, the way long works do finally finish, quietly, without trumpets, with the putting away of tools. Two of every sort to be kept alive with you, company in the shelter, the impossible parts belonging to God, the faithful parts to the man, and never confused. And at the end of it all, the calmest sentence. Thus Noah did. You can let your breathing slow to the pace of that sentence. Done, and done, and done, and now evening. The day came. The sky in the story begins to lower and soften, the light going pewter and then slate, the air smelling the way it does before long rain, green and mineral and expectant. And the Lord spoke the invitation. Listen to the first word of it. The Lord said to Noah, "Come with all of your household into the ship, for I have seen your righteousness before me in this generation. Come, not go. Go would mean God was staying outside, sending Noah away to safety and waving from the shore. Come means the voice is speaking from inside the ship. Come in here, where I am." The invitation of a lit doorway on a cold evening. The rescue had a host. So they went in. The family, the animals, the stores of food laid by. Footsteps on the gangway, then on the deck boards, hollow and warm. The lamps lit in the inner rooms. The great hold settling into its evening sounds, straw rustling, a dove murmuring somewhere high in the dark timbers. And then comes my favorite half of a verse in this whole story, and maybe in the whole book. 7 words at the end of an ordinary sentence. Those who went in male and female of all flesh, as God commanded him. Then the Lord shut him in. The Lord shut him in. Noah did not close that door. He was not the last pair of hands on it. God himself, the story says, came down to the doorway of that creaking wooden ship and shut the door, the way a parent closes a child's bedroom door at night, from the outside, softly, taking personal responsibility for everything on the other side of it. Whatever the night is doing where you are, that is the picture this story wants to leave beside your bed. The door of the shelter is not yours to hold shut. It never was. Stronger hands than yours are on it, and they do not get tired, and they do not let go. And think what that door meant from the inside, once it was shut. Every worry Noah could have carried aboard, the door answered. Did I build it right? The one who shut the door had watched every plank go in. Did we bring enough? The one who shut the door had written the provisioning list himself. What if? What if? The door was shut on all of it, by the only one who actually knew, and his shutting it was the whole answer. Locked in that old story, is simply how being kept feels from inside. There is a bedtime psalm from a battlefield, of all places, one short verse a man wrote while sleeping surrounded by trouble. And it is the entire theology of that shut door in a dozen words. Listen. I laid myself down and slept. I awakened, for the Lord sustains me. I laid myself down and slept. He makes it sound so simple, and it was, and it is. And here is why. The sustaining was not his job. He did the lying down. The Lord did the sustaining. That division of labor is the oldest sleep advice in the world, and it has never once been improved on. And notice the door is never mentioned again. Read the whole story through, and you will not find Noah checking it. A year on the water, and not one verse of him rising in the night to test the seal, running his thumb along the pitch, listening at the seams. The door drops out of the story entirely the moment God's hand leaves it, because that is what settled things do. They stop being narrative. They become floor, the quiet, solid thing everything else stands on and no one thinks about. Whatever God has shut around you tonight has the same quality. It is not one of tonight's open questions. It is the floor. Come, said the voice from inside. The family in, the animals in, the lamps lit. And then the Lord shut him in. The door is held from the outside by hands that do not tire. Nothing about the safety of the ship depended on anyone inside it staying awake. It still doesn't. There is no story for a little while now. There is nothing to follow. Just the bed beneath you and the dark room around you, which is its own small ship, sealed and provisioned, with the door held shut by someone who loves you. From Psalm 62. My soul rests in God alone. My salvation is from Him. He alone is my rock, my salvation, and my fortress. I will never be greatly shaken. If sleep is near, go to it now. Everything that remains tonight is only more of the same shelter. And if it is not near, that is equally all right. Some sleep comes like the tide, all at once. Some comes like the waters of this story went down, a handbreadth at a time, so slow it can only be seen from far off. Both are sleep. Both arrive. The lamp is in no hurry, and neither is the voice, and the rain has all night. While the quiet holds, you might let the day be blessed on its way out, whatever kind of day it was. Not reviewed, blessed. There is a difference, and it is the difference between opening every box at the door and simply signing for them. The day delivered what it delivered. Sign for it, all of it, the done and the undone, and set it inside the door, and leave it for morning you, who will be better rested and kinder about the whole business than tonight you could ever be. The undone keeps. It always keeps. Nothing on that pile is a flood, and you are in the ship. And then it began to rain. Not a squall, not a storm that spends itself in an hour and moves off grumbling. A long rain, the longest rain. Rain that settled in the way winter settles in, patiently, with no appointment to keep. Rain that made the whole world one sound. Inside the ship, that sound was the roof. Millions of small fingers drumming softly on pitch-sealed timber, hour after hour, until it stopped being a sound you listened to and became a sound you lived inside. Anyone who has ever slept in a wooden room under heavy rain knows this sound. It is one of the oldest sleeping medicines in the world, and for a year, it was Noah's ceiling. The scripture describes what the water did to the ship, and every verb in it is gentle. Listen to what the flood does to the shelter. The flood was 40 days on the earth. The waters increased and lifted up the ship, and it was lifted up above the earth. The waters rose and increased greatly on the earth, and the ship floated on the surface of the waters. Lifted up. The same water that ended the old world could do nothing to this ship except hold it. The flood put its whole strength under the hull, and the hull rose, the way a sleeping child rises on a parent's arms without waking. The ship asked nothing of Noah in that hour. No oars, no sail, no rudder, in fact. The story never mentions one. There was nothing to steer toward, and no one aboard was steering. Being held was the whole voyage. We can be honest, softly, that grief was outside that hull, and the story does not pretend otherwise, and neither will we. The old world was ending, but you are not asked to watch it end. Noah couldn't. There were no windows low in that ship, only one high skylight to heaven. The design itself was merciful. The only direction with a view was up. There is an old psalm that could have been written on that deck, and one line of it may be the most famous whisper in the whole book. Listen. God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Therefore we won't be afraid, though the earth changes, though the mountains are shaken into the heart of the seas, though its waters roar and are troubled, though the mountains tremble with their swelling. Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted on the earth. Be still, not because nothing is happening. The psalm is honest that waters roar. Be still because someone else is on watch, and stillness is what his watchfulness makes possible. The rain kept falling, and the ship kept floating, and inside, in the lamplight, in the smell of hay and cedar, there was nothing whatsoever that needed doing. Let the rain have a long moment now, no story in it, only sound. Steady on the roof timber, softer on the pitched seams, a finer sound where it strings off the eaves into the dark water, and underneath it all, the huge slow creak of the hull as the deep breathes, a sound like a great tree in wind, a sound the animals stopped hearing on the second day, the way you stop hearing your own house at night, because it is only the shelter talking to itself, and everything it says means the same thing. Held. 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 Rain has always done this for people. Long before anyone could explain it, sleepers loved a storm they were sheltered from. Perhaps because it makes the shelter honest. On a silent night, you can forget you are kept. Under rain, the roof proves itself over you hour after hour. and some deep watchman in the body finally believes it and stands down and sleeps. 40 days, that first rain, long enough for the sound to move all the way in. The first night, it was weather. By the 10th, it was wallpaper. By the 40th, it was almost certainly what they heard when it finally stopped. The way a clock's ticking is loudest the moment after the clock is gone. The body keeps whatever holds it long enough. Keep this hour, then. The bed, the dark, the one voice going quietly on about an old boat. Held long enough, tonight becomes the sound your body knows how to rest inside, wherever you are, whenever you return to it. There is a line for the workers and the worriers, the ones who feel they must earn the morning before it comes. It may be the kindest sentence in the Psalms. Listen. It is vain for you to rise up early, to stay up late, eating the bread of toil, for he gives sleep to his loved ones. He gives sleep to his loved ones. Gives. Sleep is not wrestled from the night, not earned by a finished list. It is handed over, the way bread is handed across a table, and the receiving hands do not have to be strong or worthy or even quite awake, only open. The long rain on a sealed roof, the oldest sleeping sound there is. Water that could only lift the shelter, never enter it. No rudder, because being held was the whole voyage, and a whisper moving through it all. Be still, and know. You can be still now. The knowing can wait for morning. Days folded into weeks, and weeks into months. Life aboard found its rhythms, the way life always does. Feeding times, lamplighting times, the slow census of small chores, meals in the swaying lamplight, and sleep, a great deal of sleep. With the rain always speaking its one long sentence overhead. And then comes the hinge of the whole story. 4 words. When everything turns, this is what turns it. God remembered Noah, all the animals, and all the livestock that were with him in the ship. And God made a wind to pass over the earth. The waters subsided. The deep's fountains and the sky's windows were also stopped, and the rain from the sky was restrained. The waters continually receded from the earth. After the end of 150 days, the waters receded. The ship rested in the 7th month, on the 17th day of the month, on Ararat's mountains. God remembered Noah. Now, God had never forgotten him, and the Scripture knows that. Remembering, in this old language, doesn't mean a memory coming back. It means a promise standing up and putting on its shoes. It is what covenant looks like when it starts moving. All those quiet months, the remembering was already underway, the way dawn is already underway at midnight. And notice how the turn arrives, not with a shout, with a wind, air moving over water, the very same picture as the first page of the Bible, when the Spirit moved over the face of the deep, and a world was about to begin. The story is telling you what kind of moment this is. Not an ending being cleaned up, a beginning, breathing. And no one aboard felt the moment it turned. That is worth keeping. The night the wind began, Noah was asleep, or feeding doves, or mending a rail, and the greatest turning of his life arrived without announcing itself. A change in the weather he would only understand looking back. The waters went down the way they had come up, patiently, a handbreadth at a time, beneath a family that mostly went on sleeping. Most of the mending in a life happens like that. Not in the visible hours, but underneath them, at glacier pace, while we do the dishes and sleep the nights, until one ordinary morning we notice the mountains are visible again and realize the water has been going down for months. Something in your life is receding like that right now, too slowly to feel. The wind is already out. You are allowed to sleep through the repair. Count the patience in this one chapter if you want something better than sheep. 150 days for the waters to recede. 10 months until the mountaintops. 40 more days before the window opens. Weeks of doves. The God who could have dried the earth in an afternoon chose seasons instead, because arks are rescued fast, but worlds are healed slow. And he was doing the second thing. He still is. Every unhurried number in that chapter is on your side tonight. You are allowed to heal at the speed of a planet drying, and to sleep every night of it. Then the loveliest verb a boat was ever given. The ship rested. It did not run aground. It did not strike. It rested on the mountains of Ararat, the way a tired traveler finally lets his full weight down onto a bed. Even the vessel gets to rest in this story. The shelter itself is sheltered. There is a psalm for sailors that knows this exact feeling. The sea gone quiet, the harbor near. Listen. He makes the storm a calm so that its waves are still. Then they are glad because it is calm, so he brings them to their desired haven. God remembered Noah, which means the promise stood up and moved. A wind over the waters, like the world's first morning. The rain restrained, the ship at rest on the mountain's shoulder. He makes the storm a calm, and he brings them, he does the bringing, to their desired haven. You are being brought. That is different from traveling. It asks nothing of you. Again, nothing to follow for a while. If you are still here, you are welcome here. If you are mostly asleep, that is the story working. The rain has stopped now in the story. Where the roof was one long sound, there is quiet. The enormous furred quiet after long rain, with only the drip of the eaves in it. The ship is still. The mountain holds it. Let that after-rain quiet be the room's quiet for a while. Nothing in it needs filling. If small sounds surface where you are, a house settling, a car passing far off, the tick of something cooling, let them be the eaves dripping, the shelter counting its blessings in the dark. Quiet after long sound is its own kind of holding. The mountain has the ship. The ship has the sleepers. The night has you. From Psalm 62, once more, a little further on. My soul, wait in silence for God alone, for my expectation is from Him. He alone is my rock and my salvation, my fortress. I will not be shaken. My salvation and my honor is with God. The rock of my strength and my refuge is in God. Trust in Him at all times, you people. Pour out your heart before Him. God is a refuge for us. Noah did not rush the door. That is worth a slow thought in a hurrying world. The rain had stopped, the ship had rested, and still he waited, watching the light change through the high window, letting the earth take the time the earth needed. When he did act, it was the gentlest reconnaissance in Scripture. He opened the window and gave the errand to a bird. He himself sent out a dove to see if the waters were abated from the surface of the ground. But the dove found no place to rest her foot, and she returned into the ship to him, for the waters were on the surface of the whole earth. He put out his hand and took her, and brought her to him into the ship. He waited yet another 7 days, and again he sent the dove out of the ship. The dove came back to him at evening, and, behold, in her mouth was a freshly plucked olive leaf. So Noah knew that the waters were abated from the earth. He waited yet another 7 days, and sent out the dove, and she didn't return to him anymore. He put out his hand and took her, and brought her to him. Stay with that small verse. The dove comes back tired, finding nowhere in the whole world to set her foot, and the man does not scold the bird for failing. He reaches out into the gray evening air, and takes her, and brings her in. If the whole gospel were lost, you could nearly rebuild it from that one gesture. Weary thing, come here. There is room. Some nights, you are the dove. You went out over your own gray water today, looking for somewhere to set your foot. And maybe you found your olive leaf, and maybe you came back with nothing but tired wings. The story wants you to know it does not matter which. The hand at the window is not grading the flight. It reaches for the returning bird, full beak or empty, and the grip is just as gentle either way, and the inside of the ship is just as warm. Coming back empty is still coming back. The window is still open. The hand is still there. And between each sending, 7 days. Not 7 days of pacing the deck. 7 ordinary days of feed and lamplight and mended rails. Full weeks of plain living set calmly between one hope and the next. Noah did not stand at the window the whole time. The story would be smaller if he had. He let the waiting be lived in, not stared at. If you are between doves tonight, waiting on some answer that is taking its own time crossing the water, this is the old wisdom. Give the waiting a week's worth of ordinary things. Feed what is yours to feed. Light the lamps you have. The answer flies at its own speed, and watching the window does not hurry wings. Then 7 days. Then again. Then the evening she returns carrying a leaf. One small green syllable of olive. The first word the New World ever spoke. Olive trees are slow, patient, low-growing things. If the olives were back, the world was back. Noah stood at the window turning that leaf in his fingers, and it told him everything, the way small kindnesses do. And the third time, she didn't return. And that too was good news, told gently. The dove wasn't lost. She was home. Somewhere out in the washed and shining morning of a new world, she had found her own place to rest her foot, and no longer needed his hand. The shelter had done what shelters are for. It had kept her until the world was safe to be small in again. There is a psalm about exactly this kind of waiting, the patient, certain kind, and it uses the loveliest picture for it. A watchman on a wall in the last dark hour, facing east, absolutely sure of the dawn. I wait for the Lord, my soul waits, I hope in His word. My soul longs for the Lord more than watchmen long for the morning, more than watchmen for the morning. More than watchmen for the morning. And here is the quiet joke inside that verse. The watchman's waiting is the surest waiting there is. Morning has never once failed to come. The psalm says the line twice, like a watchman's chant in the dark, and you may say it with him if you like, or just let it rock you. Morning is coming. It always was. Patience at the window. A dove sent, received, sent again. An olive leaf, the first green word of a new world. A bird who finally didn't come back because she was home. And the watchman's certainty. Morning, morning, more sure than anything you are waiting on tonight. You can stop watching for it. It comes whether we watch or not. At last, on a day when the ground was firm and the air smelled of turned earth and green things, they came out, down the gangway into sunlight. The animals first, perhaps, blinking, unhurried, spreading out across the slopes to their futures. Then the family, standing very still, the way people stand when the ordinary world has become briefly unbearable in its beauty. And the first thing Noah built on the new earth was not a house, it was an altar. Gratitude before shelter. And what God said over that altar is one of the great bedrock promises of the whole Bible. Every night you have ever slept through was resting on it. Listen. Noah built an altar to the Lord, and took of every clean animal, and of every clean bird, and offered burnt offerings on the altar. The Lord smelled the pleasant aroma. The Lord said in his heart, I will not again curse the ground any more for man's sake, because the imagination of man's heart is evil from his youth. I will never again strike every living thing as I have done. While the earth remains, seed time and harvest, and cold and heat, and summer and winter, and day and night will not cease. Day and night will not cease. There it is. The reason tonight arrived on schedule. The reason tomorrow morning is already on its way up over the far side of the world, unstoppable, whether anyone deserves it or not. The rhythm you are lying inside right now, the great slow breathing of days and seasons, is not a habit the universe happens to have. It is a promise, spoken over an altar, kept every single time since. Feel how deep in that promise your ordinary life is set. Every seed anyone ever planted on the strength of spring coming, every harvest supper, every winter survived on the certainty of thaw, every dusk that dependably relieved a working day, including this one, including you tonight, lying inside the promise like a coal in banked ash, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, day and night. The words themselves rock back and forth like a boat at anchor. They were spoken once, over one altar, on one washed morning, and they have not missed a single beat between that morning and this bed. And then God did something no one had ever seen. He took the sign of the storm itself, the bow of light that stands in rain, and turned it into the signature on the promise. I set my rainbow in the cloud, and it will be a sign of a covenant between me and the earth. When I bring a cloud over the earth, that the rainbow will be seen in the cloud. I will remember my covenant, which is between me and you and every living creature of all flesh, and the waters will no more become a flood to destroy all flesh. The rainbow will be in the cloud. I will look at it, that I may remember the everlasting covenant between God and every living creature of all flesh that is on the earth. I will look at it, that I may remember. Did you catch who the rainbow is for? We think of it as a sign for us, and it is. But God says, I will look at it. I will remember. The bow in the cloud is a string tied around heaven's own finger. Before you ever see a rainbow, it has already been seen from above, and the promise has already been remembered from the other side. And notice one last kindness in the shape of it. A bow, in that old world, was a weapon, and this one hangs in the sky unstrung, pointed away from the earth, retired into beauty. The storm's own sign, disarmed and made lovely, left hanging where the children of every generation would point at it. That is what this God does with storms when he is finished with them. He turns them into something a child points at. That is where the story lays itself down. A washed world, an altar, seed time and harvest, day and night, not ceasing, and hanging in every rain cloud since, a reminder addressed to God, from God, about you. Out into sunlight, gratitude before shelter, a promise underneath every night that has ever fallen. Day and night will not cease. And the bow in the cloud, which God himself looks at and remembers. The story is over now. Everything after this is only rest. If you are still awake, nothing is wrong. Some nights are like that. The old world had a name for these hours, the second watch, the deep middle of the night, when the first sleep has come and gone for some, and not yet arrived for others, and the watchmen changed places quietly on the walls. Nothing new happens now. That is a promise, not a warning. The story is told. From here to the end of this episode, there is only the same shelter, revisited more and more slowly. The readings you have already heard returning, like the rain returning to the roof. You do not need to listen. They are only here to keep the room from being empty. Let the ship carry you back through the night. The rain on the timber, the lamplight low, the animals breathing in the dark hold, warm and enormous and at peace. The waters that could only lift the shelter never enter it. Hear again how the psalm held that night. God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Therefore we won't be afraid, though the earth changes, though the mountains are shaken into the heart of the seas, though its waters roar and are troubled, though the mountains tremble with their swelling. Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted on the earth. Be still. The rain says it. The hull says it. The deep hours say it. Be still. And the hinge of everything, the four words the whole night turns on, slower now. God remembered Noah, all the animals, and all the livestock that were with him in the ship. And God made a wind to pass over the earth. The waters subsided. The deep's fountains and the sky's windows were also stopped, and the rain from the sky was restrained. Remembered. All those months of rain, the remembering was already underway. It is underway now, in this room, at this hour. Nothing about you has been forgotten. Nothing about you could be. The sea gone quiet, the harbor near. He makes the storm a calm, so that its waves are still. Then they are glad because it is calm, so he brings them to their desired haven. He brings them. You are being brought. The night is doing the sailing. And the watchman on the wall, facing east, certain. I wait for the Lord. My soul waits. I hope in His word. My soul longs for the Lord more than watchmen long for the morning, more than watchmen for the morning. Morning, morning, more sure than anything else that is coming. The watchman does not make the dawn by watching. He only waits inside its certainty. So can you. The deep hours have their own psalm, the one travelers said on the night roads, looking up at the dark hills and asking the old question. It answers itself, line by line, like someone talking themselves to sleep, and by the end, it has handed the whole night over. Listen to how many times it says, "Keep." I will lift up my eyes to the hills. Where does my help come from? My help comes from the Lord, who made heaven and earth. He will not allow your foot to be moved. He who keeps you will not slumber. Behold, he who keeps Israel will neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is your keeper. The Lord is your shade on your right hand. The sun will not harm you by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord will keep you from all evil. He will keep your soul. The Lord will keep your going out and your coming in from this time forward and forevermore. He who keeps you will not slumber. There is only so much wakefulness in this room tonight, and here is the arithmetic of the second watch. It does not have to be yours. One of you is going to be awake until morning regardless. It has never once been otherwise. Since it will not be him who sleeps, it may as well be you. The ship rides on. Let the pictures come past slowly now, in no order, the way thoughts come at the very edge of sleep. The lamp swinging its small circle of gold on the timber. The dove asleep with her head beneath her wing. The olive leaf laid by. The great cattle breathing in the dark like slow tides. The rain, kinder now, almost done, saying the last of what rain says. And the door, always at the end of every drift of thought, the door, shut from outside, held without effort, never once checked on through the whole long voyage, because it never once needed checking. A word for you if this is one of the strange hours, 2 or 3 or 4 by whatever clock is nearest, and you are awake in a sleeping house without meaning to be. Nothing has gone wrong. Bodies surface in the night the way the ship road swells. An old rhythm, not an alarm. The house is only doing its held and quiet work around you. You do not have to account for this hour, or spend it well, or fight it. It is not a problem to solve. It is a swell to ride. The voice will keep going. The water will keep carrying. And you will go under again the way the swell goes down, without deciding to. And there is a psalm for surfacing hours, the one this channel returns to the way families return to a table. You heard it close another night's episode, perhaps. It belongs to every night. Slowly, then, once more. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall lack nothing. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He guides me in the paths of righteousness for His name's sake. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. Surely goodness and loving kindness shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the Lord's house forever. He makes me lie down. The shepherd's psalm and the ship's story are the same story wearing different weather. Still waters, there and here. A shelter moving through danger with no help from the sheltered. And rest, not requested but made the way a bed is made, by hands that are not yours, before you were tired. There is one more verse for this hour, a small one, a homecoming. Some nights the soul is a dove that has been out too long over gray water, and this verse is the window opening. Listen. Return to your rest, my soul, for the Lord has dealt bountifully with you. Return to your rest, as if rest were an address, as if it were the house the soul grew up in and had only been away from, and could find again in the dark with its eyes closed. You are not being sent somewhere new tonight. You are being sent home, to the oldest room you know. Return to your rest, my soul. Say it inwardly once, if you like, on a long, slow breath out. Return to your rest. Nothing more is asked of this hour. The readings will keep returning for as long as you need them, and then the music will carry what is left of the night. The story has been over for a long time now. Only the shelter of it remains, which was always the point of it. Before the psalm of the shelter, one last slow pass through the whole story, told the way a parent retells a finished tale at the edge of a child's sleep, all the corners rounded, half in pictures now. An old world in the evening. A man whose name means rest, walking with God in the cool of the day. Two friends with nothing to solve. A ship rising slow on dry land, years of it, cedar and pitch and the tap of mallets, rooms built into the rescue before one drop of rain. The animals coming down the amber afternoon, 2 by 2, unhurried, every pair finding a stall already bedded, straw already deep. The family inn, the lamps lit, the provisions stacked in the dark like patience made visible. And the Lord shutting the door, His hand, not theirs, from the outside, softly, taking the whole night onto Himself. Then the rain, the long gray mother of all rains, and the ship lifting like a sleeping child onto stronger arms, and nothing at all for anyone inside to do, for months except live, and feed the doves, and sleep to the sound of being kept. Then 4 words, moving under everything. God remembered Noah. A wind over the waters, like the world's first morning. The rain restrained, the ship resting its full weight onto the mountain's shoulder, a tired traveler onto a bed. Then the window, the dove, the empty-handed return, and the hand reaching out into the gray air to take her in. The 7 quiet days and 7 more. The olive leaf, 1 green syllable of a mended world. The morning she did not come back, because she was home. Then sunlight on a washed earth, an altar before a house, seed time and harvest, day and night, promised over the coals, never once missed since. And a bow hung in the cloud, unstrung, pointed away, retired into beauty, where God Himself would look at it and remember. That is the whole of it. It is all still true, and none of it needs you awake. Hear the watchman's psalm once more, the heart of it only, going down slower than before. He will not allow your foot to be moved. He who keeps you will not slumber. Behold, He who keeps Israel will neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord will keep you from all evil. He will keep your soul. The Lord will keep your going out and your coming in from this time forward and forevermore. From this time forward, beginning where you are, at whatever hour this is, in whatever state today left you, and forevermore, which includes tonight and includes tomorrow, and includes every night you will ever lie down again. The keeping does not lapse at midnight. It was never a shift that changes. It is the one watch that has no second watchman, because the first one never sleeps. And now, to carry you the rest of the way, the Psalm of the Shelter itself. The oldest bedtime psalm there is. People have fallen asleep on these words for 3,000 years, in tents and ships and hospital rooms and houses like yours, and the words have never once buckled under the weight. There is nothing after this but the blessing, so you can let go completely now. From Psalm 91. He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in whom I trust. He will cover you with His feathers. Under His wings you will take refuge. His faithfulness is your shield and rampart. For He will put His angels in charge of you, to guard you in all your ways. They will bear you up in their hands, so that you won't dash your foot against a stone. Because He has set His love on me, therefore I will deliver Him. I will set Him on high, because He has known my name. He will call on me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. I will satisfy him with long life and show him my salvation. The lamps are low now. The ship rides easy on a sea that has forgotten how to be angry. The rain on the roof has softened into the sound rain makes when it is almost done, unhurried, sweet, a hand smoothing the same blanket over and over. The door is shut, and you did not shut it, and you are not holding it. Stronger hands than yours are on it tonight, and they do not get tired, and they do not let go. So receive the old blessing, the one spoken over travelers and sleepers for 3,000 years, spoken now over you. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face to shine on you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift up his face toward you and give you peace. And the last word belongs to the psalm this whole channel is named for. In peace I will both lay myself down and sleep. For you alone, Lord, make me live in safety. Good night, sleep well, the door is held. What remains now is not a story and not a teaching. It is a current, the music mostly, moving slow and warm beneath the rest of the night, with a verse surfacing now and then, far apart, like lamplight seen across water. If you are hearing this, you may be the only one in the house who is, and it is yours. In peace I will both lay myself down and sleep. For you alone, Lord, make me live in safety. Behold, he who keeps Israel will neither slumber nor sleep. Return to your rest, my soul, for the Lord has dealt bountifully with you. I laid myself down and slept. I awakened, for the Lord sustains me. The door is held. The watch is kept. Morning is certain. Sleep now. far off now, the words coming from further and further away, the way a parent's voice sounds from the hallway when you are nearly under. The rain, almost done. The lamp, low gold. The great slow breathing of the hold. Wool and feather and hide. All of it kept. All of it keeping time. My soul rests in God alone. My salvation is from Him. He alone is my rock, my salvation, and my fortress. I will never be greatly shaken. The mountains will hold the ship until morning. The morning has never once failed. And underneath the whole dark world, and underneath you, the everlasting arms which do not tire, and do not shift, and do not let go. The Lord will keep your going out and your coming in from this time forward and forevermore. from this time forward, forevermore. Good night.